Okay, this is Dave, and it's been a while since I've given an update on the F650GS, which I decided had to do a head job on. I've got the head job done, and I'm in the process of getting the valve shim back up. I don't have a full set of valve shims, so it's been order the shims and get them and put them in. And so we're there. And we're going to talk about paint. And painting fairings. And we have finished painting all the fairings today. And yes, I've got orange peel, but you know, I'm happy with the paint job, because if it's just orange peel and it's a 20-some-year-old bike, I'm pretty happy with it. Now those ones are clear coated with a 2K paint or a clear coat. This one's I just finished, and I'm going to tell you and show you that yellow is kind of a pain in the butt. It goes on semi-transparent, so it dries more opaque than it is, but it's going to take a couple more coats than a darker color, and be very careful if you're working with flat black coat close by, because if you get any overspray on it, you want that overspray to dry, because if you put the yellow over the overspray, which happened here, and you don't wait, that black will bleed right through. Other than that, the paint I bought from a company called Color 66, the color matched to the what it was, as you can see. But if you look close at even this R1150, yellow's kind of high maintenance, but it does look good with black. I almost screwed up, as when I got done, threw the can away, I realized that I still had these. So I grabbed that can and shook it and managed to get a little spray. After about 5 minutes, I managed to get enough to cover it. So I lucked out on that. And, well, where I'm sitting on this is I've got some more valve shims that came in. So hopefully my clearance is right. I had to take the head off. And I had one exhaust valve that looked like it might have been burned. I took it to the local machine shop, and they said they'd check it out, did a pressure test, and if they would have to, they would lap the valves in, which they had to do. And of course that threw all my clearances to hell. And so between ordering shims, and I didn't quite have enough to buy a box of shims, which I wish I could have. Over the last 3 weeks, and yes, it's been 3 weeks, I'd buy 2 to 4 shims at a time at $10 a piece, or $12 at the local dealership. However, BMW doesn't have anything below 2.25 millimeters. And since they lap the valve, and that means that the valves are in deeper, that threw my shim size off, and I had to start with a baseline. Hopefully I've taken the cams off. This will be the 4th time, and I've got one of my exhaust valves and one of my intake valves are within specs. So I think I should be, hopefully when I do this later tonight, hopefully I can start buttoning this up again. I did find that Wonderlich, Wonderlich. They carry a full-size range from 2.0 millimeter all the way up to 3 millimeter. So they've got some hard to find sizes. I'm really happy with that. But the downside is that 2 to 4 working days to get them in. So what should have been a, maybe a 4 or 5 day job is stretched over a couple of weeks. And that's where I'm sitting. I've got the the Plastic Fantastic pannier racks. I forget, gobies, and it kind of sticks out a little too far. Well, we'll see how it works out for a while. A friend of mine gave them to me, and they looked like they had tumbled down the road. I mean, there were gouges and all sorts, and I took a heat gun, heated up the plastic, and using a bunch of clamps, I was able to form it pretty much back into shape, and flat black later, and a lot of zip ties. I found a bracket and zip tied it to that, and for now that's what's holding it. And I found that I can get zip ties that are made out of steel, so I'm thinking that I'll replace those plastic zip ties with some steel ones, and we'll see how this works. For me, I think this thing sticks out too far. And I've got and it being a, excuse my mumbling, but the straightforward thing is that this thing's a F650 and it's a thumper. And I'm pretty sure that if I had aluminum cases like the R1150GS has, which are very nice, because of that, the vibrations on the thumper engine, I think I'd crack the mounts. And I've seen such forward in any of the forums I've been on. So I've got a small bag for tools, and I've got a bigger soft bag that I picked off of Amazon. And while I'll play around with this one, I don't think it's going to last. But for maybe just going down and picking up groceries, that will be a good thing. Anyways, from the garage, and I've got the 2K clear coat, and we'll see you all another time.